We're live. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this presentation, training, and trivia night on what a Green New Deal would mean for people in southwestern Pennsylvania, part of our Vote for Our Future campaign, which will see events going from now through Election Day. My name is Jonah Gottlieb. I'm the co-founder and executive director of the National Children's Campaign. And so before I pass it over to our amazing presenters today, I just want to say that if you are a young person in southwestern Pennsylvania, or if you're a young person not in southwestern Pennsylvania, and you want to be a part of all these amazing projects that we're pulling off, please email us, info@nationalchildrenscampaign.org. We'd love to have you as part of our movement. So please reach out. We'd love to have you on our team. As always, you can register to vote at voteforourfuture.org/vote. And be sure to check out some of the future events that we have. We have one next week on Thursday the 13th. So please check out voteforourfuture.org/events for that. And lastly, we have merch. So you can go to voteforourfuture.org/merch and get yourself some t-shirts and face masks and hoodies and stuff like that. And lastly, the winner of tonight's trivia will get some free merch, but in order for us to get that free merch to you, we need to have your contact information, which means that you need to register for this event. And so go to voteforourfuture.org/PGHGND, Pittsburgh Green New Deal. That's voteforourfuture.org/PGHGND and register for this event so that we can get your contact information so that if you win tonight, we can get you your free stuff. Thanks, everyone. With that, I'm going to pass it over to our amazing Pittsburgh team leader out here, our fellow Leandra, and one of the amazing members of our team, Tiffany.
I'm going to let everyone take a moment just to RSVP and make sure that they RSVP'd. So I'm just going to give like 10 seconds. But I'll just say hi. I'm Leandra Mira. I'm a climate striker from Pittsburgh. And I'm joined by my friend Tiffany, who kindly helped me with this presentation. And we'll just be sharing some information about the Green New Deal and specifically how climate change is affecting Pittsburgh and how environmental issues are affecting Pittsburgh and what the Green New Deal will mean for Pittsburgh. So I'm going to let Tiffany introduce herself.
Hi, everyone. As Leandra said, my name is Tiffany, and my pronouns are she, her, hers. I'm originally from northwestern Pennsylvania, and in that time with climate and environmental justice organizing, I've helped build a group of a few dedicated individuals called the Green New Deal Coalition, and we are in Erie County, Crawford County, and Butler County. So for all you folks that are in Butler, if you're interested in joining, you can email us at eriegnd@gmail.com. But from the passion and success I felt through organizing through the Green New Deal Coalition, I took that and really transformed it into my school. So I'm a high schooler and a rising senior, and I started a club the beginning of my junior year last year called Eco People, and we are teaching other students about the importance of the climate and the environment and what it means to advocate for your community on behalf of the planet and the people. So yeah, and tonight I'll just be covering the basics of climate change, and I hope you guys will enjoy it and learn something new. All right, so let's get started.
Great. Yeah, let's get started.
Yeah, at the center of the screen is the Green New Deal. And at the center of the Green New Deal is climate change. We need to take action if we want to have a chance at a better future without catastrophic collapse of our ecosystems and the fragile networks on this planet. This presentation today is going to go into the specifics of the Green New Deal, but also how southwestern Pennsylvania will be affected by climate change and what we are currently dealing with in this fight against environmental injustice. So you might be asking yourself how the climate is changing. And essentially, the Earth's global temperature has risen 1 degree Celsius since pre-industrial levels and will continue to do so if we don't curb its effects. One way climate change is currently transforming Western Pennsylvania's weather patterns is increased precipitation. This is causing severe rainfall and flooding. In addition, Western Pennsylvania is dealing with droughts in the summer and early fall as the region is getting warmer and warmer every year. And when we talk about climate change in the Green New Deal, we really also have to put an emphasis on what's at stake. What are we losing? And so the Earth's global temperature is expected to rise by 4 degrees Celsius by 2100 if drastic worldwide changes are not made immediately. This will be inevitably irreversible and alter every aspect of life on Earth. And additionally, in Pittsburgh, increased water in our region will lead to more and more stress on our infrastructure. So think roads, highways, potentially transportation and bridges. Our dams and reservoirs will be negatively impacted, and our aquatic life and ecosystems will be changed forever. Okay, so the Earth's temperature is expected, my bad. Here's a map of the United States that shows how our temperatures will change. As you can see, most of our country will be dealing with economic costs because of this crisis. Fracking is one of the major environmental issues in Western Pennsylvania. problems with the planet's ecological systems, like our air, water, soil, that have developed as a part of human interference and exploitation. So this is kind of how fracking works. This practice has caused a multitude of health issues in our region, including increased cases of asthma and air pollution, cancer, among other things. Hydraulic fracking is a common practice of fracking that we see in Western Pennsylvania. This process injects all kinds of liquids and chemicals, which, if you didn't know, some companies are not even legally required to disclose what is in their fracking liquids, at high pressure into subterranean rocks to force fissures to extract oil and gas. Air pollution is kind of defined in this region in our context when harmful substances are introduced to the environment at the atmosphere through emissions. This also, like fracking, causes a number of health issues like asthma across our region. Water pollution is Pennsylvania's has the second highest number of violations to the Water Act in Pennsylvania. This is due to industry negligence. The industry has taken a toll on the health of our communities and ecosystems in Western Pennsylvania. So this is what fracking looks like. Fracking companies drill into the earth and create high-pressure environments by injecting liquids and chemicals at rapid speeds and forces. Because of this, fracking causes earthquakes. So some major sources of pollution in Western Pennsylvania are problems with the planet's, some more major sources of pollution in Western Pennsylvania are industrial animal agriculture. And essentially, this is large-scale, intensive production of crops and animals, often involving chemical fertilizers and other practices that deplete the land. Petrochemical build-out is the accumulation of plastic objects and particles in the Earth's environment. Western Pennsylvania is currently being transformed into the hub for plastic production, and Beaver County is building the largest ethane cracker plant in North America. Industrial pollution is seen when 10 industrial plants are responsible for 70% of Pittsburgh's air pollution. Think about whose responsibility that is. 10 major companies. And 5 industrial facilities have violated their federal water permits 153 times in the last 2 years alone. So this is about the Green New Deal, a solution that can fix all of our problems and aims to do so by abstract means, which is intentional because it can be adopted to anyone's orientation or region across the nation. The Green New Deal is a resolution, not a bill, that's an important distinction, to address climate change through a just transition to renewable energy sources. It's a clear vision for our future. It implements structural change to our economic and energy systems. It is an immediate and crucial climate action plan. This plan also addresses socioeconomic inequality. The Green New Deal is not anti-hamburger. There's no mention of cows at all in the Green New Deal, despite many misconceptions. The Green New Deal is not advocating for a loss of jobs. It's advocating for new, dignified, quality jobs to be created that are green and can sustain us for the future. The Green New Deal is not advocating for no more flying of planes. We're not looking to go back to horse and buggy. And the Green New Deal will not decline our economy. It wants to regenerate new markets. When we hear common misconceptions like the ones I just described, these are propaganda funded by corporate media, often by oil and gas lobbyists or companies. Oops, I'm having some technical difficulties.
Do you want me to take it?
Yes, please.
Okay, I'll just pop in now. So what is the Green New Deal? It is focused on renewable carbon neutral energy by 2030. It is a just transition for all workers. It is a complete transformation of our energy sources. It is requiring a mass mobilization of our government and its people to combat the climate crisis. It is going to make a huge impact on southwestern PA. So we've noticed that a lot of opposition treats the Green New Deal like it has never been done before. In reality, the Green New Deal is similar to past legislation and programs in the US, such as the New Deal. The New Deal was a series of programs, public work projects, financial reforms, and regulations enacted by President Franklin D. Roosevelt. It was created to respond to needs of relief, reform, and recovery from the Great Depression. This included programs such as the Social Security Administration and Civilian Conservation Corps. So what's different? The Green New Deal and the New Deal are different because the New Deal was created specifically for white communities. The Green New Deal includes everyone and is leaving no community behind. It focuses on the environment as well as the economy, unlike the New Deal, and it prioritizes union labor. And of course, its focus is addressing climate change, which is a challenge we've never had to do before. Economic justice and a just transition. It is the duty of the federal government to create a Green New Deal to achieve net zero greenhouse gas emissions through a fair and just transition for all communities and workers, and to create millions of good high-wage jobs and ensure prosperity and economic security for all people of the United States. House Resolution 109, lines 3 through 10. Economic justice and a just transition. The resolution guarantees safe union jobs, a $15 per hour minimum wage, education and training for new jobs, universal health care, and public transit. The Green New Deal aims to build and maintain equity to break the cycle of wealth accumulation and corporate control of our energy system. This all sounds pretty great. And this is just an image of AOC and Senator Markey, and they introduced the Green New Deal in February of 2019. So we know that the Green New Deal addresses environmental injustice, but what exactly is environmental injustice? Environmental injustice is the pervasive issue of environmental issues disproportionately impacting frontline and exploited communities. The climate crisis and other environmental issues disproportionately impact frontline and exploited communities, including communities of color, indigenous communities, migrant communities, low-income workers, women, deindustrialized and rural communities, elderly people, unhoused people, people with disabilities, and young people. Here are some examples of environmental injustice. Often, fossil fuel plants are built in or near low-income communities and communities of color. Many pipelines are built on or near indigenous lands. Elderly people, unhoused people, and people with disabilities are often most at risk during natural disasters exacerbated by the climate crisis. Young people who will be on this planet for the longest time will experience the greatest impacts of the climate crisis. Unhealthy air and drinking water disproportionately impact the health and safety of children and people with disabilities. Here are some examples of environmental injustice specifically in Pittsburgh and the southwestern Pennsylvania region. The U.S. Steel Coke plant, which is what's in the image, in Clairton, is the largest coke plant in North America. It is a constant source of toxic pollution for the community and regularly violates regulations. The region's most polluted areas are most often minority and lower income neighborhoods. These same communities are more at risk to die of coronary heart disease from air pollution. Southwestern Pennsylvania has seen dozens of cases of Ewing sarcoma, which is a rare bone cancer in children and young adults in the last decade. And Pittsburgh's asthma rate is notably higher than the national average. Here are some statistics of everything I just discussed in the last slide. About 40% of air pollution-related coronary heart disease deaths in Allegheny County occur in environmental justice communities, even though such communities represent just 27% of the county's total population. Environmental justice communities are about 25 times as likely to fall into the group with the highest level of nitrogen dioxide pollution, and about 4 times as likely to fall into the group with the highest level of black carbon pollution when compared to the group with the lowest level. The average rate of asthma in the US is 9.6%. Pittsburgh's rate of asthma in children is 10.2% and 19.3% in Black children. Environmental injustice. Whereas climate change, pollution, and environmental destruction have exacerbated systemic racial, regional, social, environmental, and economic injustices by disproportionately affecting Indigenous peoples, communities of color, migrant communities, deindustrialized communities, depopulated rural communities, the poor, low-income workers, women, the elderly, the unhoused, people with disabilities, and youth. So the Green New Deal does confirm that environmental injustice is a huge issue in the US. Environmental justice. This is how the Green New Deal is going to combat environmental injustice. The Green New Deal guarantees clean air and water, healthcare, healthy food, and more to every American. The stoppage of all fossil fuel projects, to level the economic playing field, which currently disadvantages certain populations by creating millions of $15 per hour safe union jobs, acknowledges all treaties with Indigenous peoples, respects Indigenous sovereignty, sorry, I pronounced that word wrong, and mandates the free, prior, and informed consent of Indigenous peoples for all decisions that affect Indigenous peoples and their traditional territories. What does the Green New Deal say? The Green New Deal aims to promote justice and equity by stopping current, preventing future, and repairing historic oppression of Indigenous peoples, communities of color, migrant communities, deindustrialized communities, depopulated rural communities, the poor, low-income workers, women, the elderly, the unhoused, people with disabilities, and youth. We need systemic change. Wait, okay, sorry, I was on the wrong slide. We need systemic change to address the collapse of our climate and ecosystems. As Naomi states in this quote, we can't fix these smaller issues one at a time. We need to address everything with major solutions since they're all connected to climate change. And Naomi's quote is, we face so many overlapping and intersecting crises that we can't afford to fix them one at a time. We need integrated solutions that radically bring down emissions while creating huge numbers of good, unionized jobs and delivering meaningful justice to those who have been most abused and excluded under the current extractive economy. The implementation of the Green New Deal would mean radical changes to all sectors of the US and surpass conventional barriers to address discrepancies throughout the nation's current standings. The Green Vision for the Future, providing all people of the United States with high-quality healthcare, affordable, safe, and adequate housing, economic security, clean water, clean air, healthy and affordable food, and access to nature. That is in the Green New Deal resolution, lines 12 through 19. So here are some actions you can do from the comfort of your home to advocate for environmental justice. Have a conversation with someone about the Green New Deal, become a Vote for Our Future ambassador at this link, sign up for updates at voteforourfuture.org, learn to pass a climate action resolution in your community at schoolsforclimateaction.org, and host your own community webinar using these slides. Find them at voteforourfuture.org/slides. So congratulations, you just watched this presentation. And now you can give this presentation in your community to your peers and your family. And here is a QR code to register to vote, or you can go to voteforourfuture.org/vote. So I'm going to leave this on the screen just for a second, and then we're going to get into the Kahoot, I think.
Yeah, thanks, Leandra. So thank you everyone for watching that. And so the goal of this training, this presentation, is to give you all watching at home the tools that you need to go out and make a difference in your community and talk about the Green New Deal with people in your life. So we highly encourage you, again, to go to voteforourfuture.org/slides and check that out. So you can give it in your own community, but you can also contact us again at info@nationalchildrenscampaign.org, and we would be happy to give this presentation. If you have an organization, if you have a school group, a class, a church group, anything like that, a group of people that should see this presentation, our team that Leandra is building is happy to give this presentation for you. And so with that, we're going to move into the next section of our presentation, the most fun part of the event, the trivia. And so I'm going to ask you all, if you open a new tab and then type in kahoot.it. And remember, of course, if you want to be eligible to win the free merch that comes along with winning the trivia contest, you need to go to voteforourfuture.org/pghgnd so that you can be able to give us your contact information so that we can actually send you the merch. And so here we are now on the screen. I'm going to start the game. So if everyone goes to, ooh, that's loud. If everyone goes to kahoot.it and then types in this code on the screen, it works best if you pull out your phone if you're on your computer, or pull out a computer if you're on your phone, but you can also just do it switching back and forth between tabs. I'll give everyone a moment to join, but you can also let us know in the chat if you need more time. We'll start in about a minute and a half. Let everyone get to it. Again, kahoot.it, and then type in this code. Make sure also to type in the name that you used if you're RSVPing, so that we know which person is the winner, so that we can get the shirt to you. And so, yeah, so for example, Dr. Ned, we know that if you are the winner, then we can look in the RSVPs and send it to Dr. Ned. So yeah, we'll give it a couple more minutes, let everyone join. I see we have 20 people on the stream and 10 people that are in the chat or in the game. So we'll give it a couple more minutes. Yeah. All right, we'll give it about one more minute. Get your sign up. Again, kahoot.it, and then type in the code 746043. All right. All right, I see 11 players and 16 viewers. So if anyone else wants to hop in, you got about 30 seconds, after which, unless you send something in the comments section to say that we should wait for you, we're going to get started. All right, 12 players. 4 more. You got this. Give it about 10 more seconds, and we will get started. So everyone, the way that Kahoot works is you type in, click the right answer on your screen as fast as possible. Got 7 answers out of 12. Everyone get your answers in. Awesome. We'll move on to question number 2. And in the lead right now, we can see there with 813 points. And so the faster you go, the more points you get. So moving on now, question number 2. True or false? Rising water levels will only affect coastal cities. Everyone get your answers in. 5 more seconds. False. You guys are good. All right, a little bit of a change in the leaderboard. Moving on now, question number 3. Pittsburgh is affected by all of these issues except Three seconds, get your answers in. Again. Kendall on a roll. What did the Green New Deal propose that the New Deal did not? What is unique about the Green New Deal that the New Deal did not include? 1 second, and we're done. All right, 2 correct answers on that one. Great job to everyone who got those. Changes in the leaderboards again. Everyone jockeying for a position. Moving on to the next question. Who introduced the Green New Deal resolution in Congress? Well done, everyone. Moving on now to the next question. But first, scoreboard update. Molly hanging on to the lead, but some more jockeying down below. How are warmer temperatures affecting southwestern Pennsylvania? Droughts, flooding, less rain, or a loss of biodiversity? Nicely done, everyone. Molly extending the lead. How many degrees Celsius is the Earth going to warm if we continue with business as usual? Seconds, get your answers in. Nicely done to those 4. Dr. Ned and Paul rising in the standings. Next question. What temperature is the point of no return for climate change? Four degrees, 2 degrees, 1.5 degrees, or 3 degrees Celsius. 3 more seconds. 2, 1. 1.5 degrees Celsius. Tricky one. Ooh, and Jeremy takes the lead. Next question. What percentage of children in Pittsburgh have asthma? Ten more seconds. Get your answers in. T-shirts on the line, people. Win this. 10.2%. Looks like most of you got that. All right, next question. True or false? Racism and environmental issues are not linked. To anyone who watched the presentation, this should be made clear, but just making sure. Ten more seconds. Anyone else? Get your answers in. False. Good job, everyone. Jeremy's still hanging on at the top. Question 11. Which of the following are guaranteed within the Green New Deal? Higher taxes, clean air, water, and soil, honoring all treaties and agreements with indigenous communities, and a just transition to green energy. Which one of these does not belong? Do it for the t-shirt, people. Nicely done. Jeremy's still hanging on at the top. Moving on to the second to last question. The Green New Deal guarantees green manufacturing jobs, improved public transit, generating new nuclear power, and education and training for new jobs. Nicely done. Jeremy taking the lead still with one final question. What can you do to take action? Get registered to vote, have a conversation with someone else about the Green New Deal, advocate for environmental action, or skip our event next Thursday at 7 Eastern. I'll give you all a hint. You don't want to skip our event next Thursday at 7 Eastern. Three, 2, 1. And that's it. Our winners. And in first place, Jeremy is going to be taking home the free Vote for Our Future merch. Congrats also to our runners-up and to our top 3 finishers. Now, everyone remember, you can only get this free merch if you are registered for the event. So, Jeremy, I hope that you are. If you aren't, go to voteforourfuture.org/PGHGND. And to everyone else, don't worry, because if you want the merch, you can still get it at voteforourfuture.org/merch. We've got some cool designs like this one right here with the Earth and the ballot box on it. We've got this one right here with the Vote for Our Future logo and crest on the front. We've got this one a little more plain with the words, and we also have face masks. So everyone, please go out there, voteforourfuture.org/merch. Yeah, so congrats again, Jeremy, and everyone else. If Jeremy hasn't registered, we'll just go down the list till we find ourselves a winner who can get the merch. So make sure you're registered. And so with that, we're going to go into our closing thoughts. So before I let you all go, reminder about our event next Thursday. We're doing a virtual fracking tour. And so it's going to be featuring a ton of amazing speakers. Myself, I will be there. Leandra's going to be there. Lois from Clean Air Council. Dr. Matt from the Breathe Project. Dr. Ned, who we just saw doing the trivia from Southwest Pennsylvania Environmental Health Project. Leanne and Melissa from Earthworks. And State Senator Katie Muth and Representative Sarah Innamorato. Please check it out next Thursday, August 13th at 7 p.m. Eastern. You're going to get to hear from some amazing people about how they've been growing up with the fracking industry in their backyard. And so for that, you can, of course, go to voteforourfuture.org/events, or you can see right on the graphic right here, voteforourfuture.org/fracking. So thanks, everyone. Hope to see you next Thursday. Please tune in. And with that, I'm going to leave you all. Remember, of course, follow the National Children's Campaign, follow 0 Hour on social media, and we will see you next time, next Thursday for our next Vote for Our Future event, the fracking tour on Thursday. Thank you, everyone, so much, and have a great day. Bye-bye.